Hello YouTube, my name is Isabella and welcome back to my channel Stubbornly Bookish. Today I'm going to be doing a review for Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. Now, this may or may not be the third time I'm filming this, so hopefully this one sticks. Hopefully I like the way that this one comes out. If you didn't already know, Every Heart a Doorway is the first book in a companion series of novellas set in our world, but with a twist, where there are these magical doors that you can enter and experience and live in these magical worlds. Our story is actually set in a school that is meant for children who have been forced out of these magical worlds and are grieving the loss of their homes. I have been hemming and hawing about picking this book up for honestly at least a year, because first I was convinced I was gonna love it, and then I convinced myself that I wasn't gonna like it because my expectations were too high, but all my worrying was for naught. This book was fantastic and I'm kicking myself for waiting for so long. It's incredibly well written, the premise is fantastic with a crazy diverse cast of characters. A few things before we go into the actual review. Our main character is asexual, and that's Own Voices rep. 2, I would give a trigger warning for misgendering. It is called out, but if that is something you are sensitive to, I would suggest staying away from this one. And 3, why didn't I pick up this book sooner? I'm an idiot. This book was fantastic. Let's get into my review. Now, in terms of the world building, it's essentially all tell and no show, but there's a good reason for that, and because it's an urban fantasy and you're learning how the worlds work, having your main character be unaware of how the worlds work and even how the school works is an incredibly effective way of setting this book up. Every Heart a Doorway is most definitely a foundational novel. Seanan McGuire gives you the basic rundown of how the worlds work. I really liked the classification of the worlds, how they could kind of mix and create these different little intersections for another different type of world. I love anything dark and whimsical and magical, and that's what these worlds all seem to be. Now, the characters were probably one of my favorite aspects of this novel. Our main character is, like I said, asexual, but we have side characters who are trans, Japanese, and I believe there's also a Latinx main character as well. I could be mistaken with that. But she does a great job establishing character dynamics and relations in this very short 160-page novella. She could use a few choice sentences and you would understand the backstory of each character and how they relate to all the other characters, and I just thought it was incredibly well done. They were all very complex and well fleshed out and not like perfect either, which I absolutely adore. Now, the plot is the one thing that I was the iffiest about. Don't get me wrong, I loved the build-up, I loved learning about the worlds and just exploring the school. However, the addition of a murder mystery about halfway through this short little book, and I don't think it pays off. In my opinion, I just think that it is developed a bit too late in the story, and there isn't enough build-up to like the actual murders, and then when it comes to the reveal and resolution, it happens so quick that I just like blink and you miss it. I think if this book had 10 or even 5 more pages left for the kind of conclusion bit, it would have come out so much stronger and I would have thought this book is flawless. This book is exquisitely written. I just can't say enough good stuff about her writing. It was incredibly whimsical, but also melancholic and kind of darkly ironic. It really combines to create this sort of bitter nostalgia or like this deep, deep longing for something you can't have, and it just was incredibly powerful. Frankly, I would kind of describe her writing style as bittersweet because it's like beautifully done, fantastic prose, but it like punches you in the face with meaningful truths. Sometimes she just stumped me with her writing, and certain quotes, like, I actually had to take a break and just think about because I found them to be so profound. On top of all of the wonderful writing, I really loved the themes that she addresses in this book, both in terms of sexuality and gender. I think were incredibly well done and well thought out. The more and more I think about this book, the more and more I love it. When I first read it, I think I gave it about 4 stars, but I've just been thinking about this one for about a month now, and the more I dig into it, the more there is for me to love, and that rating has been slowly climbing higher and higher. I obviously really think you should pick up this book. It's so incredibly well done, and in 160 pages, all of the stuff that she tackles, I think it's amazing. I cannot wait to read the rest of the series and read some more of her work. And I ended up giving this one, I think, 4.75 of 5 stars. I know, I'm being a little bit picky about the murder mystery, I know. So I would love to know if you've read Every Heart a Doorway, or if you plan on picking it up. Please let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!